Hello, this is Jay, and in this video we're just going to go through and finish off the rig by creating this global SRT control, so we can take the entire character or put him in the to the start position of the shot. We're just going to go through every control to make sure that everything's clean, set up the FK and IK so we can lock in, also we can change the visibility depending on what mode we're in, and I'm also going to just rebuild some of these controls only because I didn't really like them visually. It's mainly the free IK controls of the torso, which you can leave, but again I just did it as a visual thing. So yeah, mainly just tidying up, cleaning up the outliner, hiding objects we don't want the animator to control, and then getting ready for the skinning stage. Okay, so we'll handle that today. Okay, so we're going to start by just cleaning up some of the outliner here to begin with, and then we'll create the global SRT control. So first I'm just going to select the leg groups here, just hit Control G there and just rename that to be leg rig GRP, and then I'll do the same for the arm, Control G, the arm rig GRP. And next I'll take the eyes and I'm going to pop them into the torso J&T group. I think I'm just going to rename this to be torso rig GRP, and I'm also going to pop the spine in there as well, the spine do not touch group, and also the cog, and the follow group can stay as it is. And now I'm going to take these four groups, hit Control G, and just call it, oops, yep, I'm just going to hit Control G and call that rig GRP. Okay, so that's everything in one. Let's create a control for that now. So in the top view I'm just going to create, I think, some sort of similar to this triangular shape here. So actually I'm just going to duplicate that. I think to duplicate that, Shift P to bring that out. I'm just going to delete everything that lives underneath, so we're just left with this. Okay, and rename that to be global SRT control. And oops, and I'm just going to go modify center pivot and snap this to the grid at the center. So holding down the X, just going to snap it down to there and getting close, and that looks fine. And then just do a modify freeze transformations. Check all of these. Pop. Oops. Scale X is locked, so let's just go to the channel control and unlock the scales. Pop them out and just right click, unlock selected, and then again hit that now. Okay, so there's our control. I'm going to hit F8 to go to component mode and just scale this up. That looks fine. And then F8 to come out. So that's going to be our global SRT control. I'm just going to hit Control G on this twice and just create the two regular groups, the auto and the offset that we've been doing. And then I'm going to take the rig group and just parent it underneath global SRT control. So now this will take everything. Now this is the control you use to create the initial start position for your character in the shot. Okay, so that's that. And I'm going to take both of these. What I'm not going to do is pop the actual geometry of the character underneath the global SRT, because you'll get a double transformation when you go to move the character around. Okay, because this is going to be skinned later on, so the skinning is going to handle the transformation of the main geometry. So I'm going to select both of these, hit Control G, and I think I'll just call this male rig G, or CAH character male maybe. Okay, And then that's pretty much our global SRT in place. Next we're just going to go through the entire rig just to make sure that everything's clean. There's a few things I want to fix. For example, if I take this control, you can see the scapulars are starting to get a bit messy. It's starting to go away. And also if I pop it to FK mode, which it's in, and rotate this arm to get the motion here happening, we get some oddness around the forearm. If we don't, I thought I saw some earlier. Oops, maybe I fixed it there without. Let's try this one here. Oh, there we go. So I must have fixed the other one. So yeah, I'll show you how I fix the other side. So we've got this splitting happening here that you can see. So we'll fix that as well. Okay, so we'll do that in the next step. Scapular, forearm twist to make sure that's clean. Okay. Okay, so let's fix the scapula next. And again, all I'm going to do is change that expression and use this control here to drive the motion rather than the joint, which is currently driving. So if I just go to the expression editor and come to the scapula, I'm just going to replace this here, the left shoulder joint to be left shoulder control, then hit edit, and then do the same for the right. Edit, and now we don't get the funkiness happening. Okay, so it's cleaner motion. We still get the auto scapular working, and that's working with the rest of the rig now. Okay, so we don't get. Cool, so that's clean. Next is a forearm. Again, I've already fixed this one, but I'll show you how I did it, which was acting a bit funny when rotated from this point here. So you can see here it gets a bit iffy. So if I go to, and again I did the same thing. Instead of using the joint at the end here, I just used the control itself. So if I copy that, again come to the expression editor, I want left arm twist. You can see the left arm I've already done, and we just do the same for the right arm. Okay, so right arm twist, replace the joint and just make it the control instead. Just change that to be the right. Edit that, and we should get a clean twist from here still, and from here now. Okay, so that works better there. And then I think what I'm also going to do is add a couple of attributes on here so we can turn this twisting actually on and off. So the animator can decide if they want this to happen or not. So I'm just going to select both the left palm control and the right palm control at the same time, just so I can add two attributes. So edit, add attribute. I'm going to call it upper arm twist, and it's going to have a minimum of 0, so off, maximum of 1. I always want it to be turned on. Add that one, and then forearm twist, and again 0, 1 and 1. Okay, gotta lock and hide some of this later. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this control window, animation editors, expression editor, and take the left arm twist, and I'm just going to multiply this by that control, so it's left palm control dot upper arm twist. Just copy and paste this here, and then this stuff down here is going to be multiplied by the left palm control forearm twist. Oops. It's forearm, 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 upper. Edit that. Let's just check this. So currently everyone's turned on, so we can twist from here, and it goes up the arm. Twist from here, and it goes onto the forearm. If we turn both of these off, and we do that twist, it's just the wrist, and it's just, well, you wouldn't want that, but Again, it's just giving the animator the ability to turn these off. Let's do the same for the other side. So it's going to be the right arm twist. Replace that with the right. Copy this, paste. And this is going to be the upper arm here. Just edit. And now we should have the same result here. So on, and turn these off. It's now turned off. Cool. Let's check on the IK. Let's turn this on. That's working. And for the IK, we've got the elbow twist here as well, so that's turned on. And again, if we turn this off, we shouldn't get the elbow twist anymore. Well, we get that because we're still rotating that joint, but we don't get the twist. Okay, so that's that done, and I'm going to do the same for the leg. Okay, so we can turn off the turn this off at the leg, but I need a control to pop them into, and I think I'll pop them onto the hip control, only because the we're going to change the visibility of the FK-IK setup later on, so one hides and the other's visible. So we can't put these under any of these controls because they're gonna not be here forever all the time. Okay, but I will speed this up now. But you know, it's the same idea. I'm just gonna pop some attributes onto here for each leg and turn them on and off. Okay, using the expression, and I'll pop that up at the end so you can see the expression itself. Okay, so that's again, I've just added these powers to turn this on and off here, and I'll bring up the expression editor, and we can see the where I've just added this extra bit to each expression, so we can turn these on and off. Okay, so that's doing the leg twist, the scapula, fixing the forearm twist. Okay, next we'll go in and just go through and lock and hide certain elements. Sorry, play with the visibility on the controls. So when we're in FK mode, the IK controls disappear, and we're in FK mode. Sorry, when we're in IK mode, the FK controls disappear. Okay. Okay, so let's now play with hiding the visibility of certain objects, like the FK controls when we're in IK mode, and the IK controls when we're in FK mode. So I'm just going to select, let's do the left arm first. So I'm just going to select the FK control here, which is the left upper arm FK control. If we hide that with the control H, it takes the forearm control anyhow. So I'm not going to take the I'm not going to I'm not going to pick the forearm control itself. I'm going to select the IK elbow control and this left arm IK control. Go animate, set driven key, set. They pop into here. And I'm going to use this as the driver. So load driver. This L arm we want. And currently we're set to, let's pop that to 0. So let's, at 0 we're in FK mode. So I'm going to take both of these, the elbow and the arm, and turn off the visibility. Select all of these, hit visibility, left arm key, just do that a few times so make sure I've got it. Pop left arm to 1, take the FK and turn that off, so 0, and pop these back on with a 1 and hit key again. Okay, so now when we switch between FK and IK, we can very quickly turn on and off the visibility. Let's do the same for the right arm. So the right upper arm FK control, the elbow and the IK itself, load driven. We are on FK mode because that's at 0, so let's turn FK on. Let's turn these two off and do the same again. Select everything, visibility, right arm this time, key, and switch that around. Everything, key. So again, now if we select these, we're switching between. Do the same for the legs. So I want this control here, I want the knee control and the ankle control. Load driven. That's turned on. We are in FK mode. Let's turn these two off. Left leg, key, pop this up to 1. And again, key. Okay, last leg to do. So let's select the upper leg FK, the knee, the foot, load driven. And we're in FK mode at the minute, so let's take the IKs and again turn them off. Select everything, visibility, right leg this time, key, come into here and reverse again. Everything, key. Okay, so that's now, we can now see we can switch between FK and IK. That's all working fine. Okay, and then next we'll go through the controls and we'll just lock and hide everything we don't need on certain controls. Okay, or we'll just, you know, go through it and make sure everything is as it should be. Okay. Okay, so before we actually go in and tidy up the controls in terms of locking and hiding attributes, I'm gonna just take care of something that's been bothering me for a while, which is these controls here, 1, 2 and 3, the IK controls for the torso. I don't actually like the shape of these and I would prefer them to be more box-like, like the IK arm controls here and the leg controls. Okay, so I'm just going to rebuild these. And I was going to do this off camera, but I thought I'd just keep it on camera, and all I'm going to do is, you know, pretty much edit the hierarchy, pop these in place, and then rebuild some of the things here. So I'm going to start by selecting the left arm IK control, go up twice to select the offset, then hit Control D to duplicate that, Shift P to bring that out. I'm just going to rename this to be, let's do the IK hip first. It's going to be the auto, and this is going to be the offset. I'm just going to put a 1 here, just so it doesn't clash with the actual control here. So with that, I'm going to parent that underneath hip IK control, 0 out the values here, so it snaps into place, and then Shift P to bring it back out. Now I'm going to go into component mode and edit the shape, so F8, select these points, scale them up, scale it down, flatten that out, and I think something like that is nicer for me. Maybe there. F8 to come back out of that, and now I'm just going to go edit, channel control, because I want to bring the rotations back. So move those over, right click, unlock, and I want to delete these two because I don't want them. Delete selected. Oops, gotta go edit, delete attribute actually. Okay, so I've got my control. Now I need to just hook everything up. Actually, I'm just going to make that this bluish color as well. I think it's this one here. Yeah, close enough. Okay, actually let's just, it's a dark blue. Okay, that's the one. So I'm just going to find the hip IK control, open this up, and everything underneath I'm going to parent underneath hip IK control here, which is my square, and then I'm going to take the offset of this and it needs to go under the cog. Okay, so that can go here, and then I can delete this control, so selecting the offset and just deleting that, and then oops, don't want to open that up that much. I'm just going to replace or get rid of these ones now. Okay, so that's my hip control in place. The last thing we need to do is hook this up to the spine, because we can see it's not affecting everything else, and that's just using a parent constraint. So let's turn on the joints, make sure I can select them, and I want to select the hip IK J&T, which I've found, which is here. So this control, hip IK J&T constrain parent. Now everything should be back to normal, which it is. Only I'm happier with the control. Okay, I'm going to do the same for this control and the shoulder. So if I just select the hip IK control here, Control D to duplicate that, Shift P to bring that out, and delete everything underneath other than the control itself. And this is going to be called mid spine this time. Just pop a 1 again just for now. Just leave that there. Okay, so this is the mid spine. Select the offset, parent under this control. Yeah, that's where it is. Unparent it. F8 again to go into component mode. Move this down slightly. Maybe scale this one in, and then F8 to come out again, and again same thing where I'll find where this control lives. So it's here. There's nothing underneath this control, so let's just pop this in the same place. Oops. And it's living underneath spine B FK control, so we'll pop it there, and let's delete this one now. Select this one, and then constrain the joint, which is this joint here. Okay, so select the control, select the joint, constrain parent, and again just going to go in and rename this so it's clean, get rid of these ones on the end. Okay, so that's the next joint done. Let's test it out. That's fine. Okay, cool. Last one to do. So again, I'll just Control D this, duplicate. So I've got another hierarchy, control hierarchy. I'm going to replace the name with chest IK. And again, you don't need to do this. It's just that, yeah, I didn't like the shapes of those controls really. So again, parenting under this control, zeroing out the control, Shift P to bring it out, F8 component mode, let's go into the side view. fine. F8 again. And where's this going to go? So let's select this control. It lives under spine C, FK. So let's pop that under spine C, FK control. And let's take, you see that neck and the head live underneath this. So let's parent that under, underneath this new chest control here. So they're there now, and delete this one now. And now we just need to get rid of these ones and do one more constraint, which is from chest IK control to chest IK JNT, which I seem to have been very lucky and managed to select. Constrain parent. Now hopefully everything works as normal. Let's just hide that. Almost normal. We've got some funniness happening here, which is in the twist. Let's just check our spine IK. Spine do not touch. And we want our, just check the advanced twist. So the advanced twist has gone a bit iffy. So I want to plug this into here. And this is going to be hip IK CTRL, so it's just forgotten it seems. Now we've got a twist back and here as well. Okay, so everything's now working as expected, and I am happier with the shapes of the controls. Okay, so yeah, again, you don't have to do that, it's just that I like squares for the IK controls. Let's put that back there maybe. Okay, so that's everything back to where it was. Just check that everything works. Cool, that looks fine. Okay, so that's that. Next we'll go in and lock and hide everything we don't want in terms of the in the channel box. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to go through every control now and just check that the channel box is clean. Okay, so do I want the rotate for these? No, not really. That's just going to be position. So let's select both of these and lock and hide the rotates. I don't want the visibility anymore, so lock and hide that because we've already hooked that up. So there are the knees done. Let's do the elbows while we're here. Again, I don't want the rotates or the visibility. Lock and hide selected. I don't want the visibility of this control or this control or these two here. So lock and hide the visibility there. I want everything else. Yep. So there the IK control is pretty much handled. So let's now switch to FK mode. For the FK controls we don't need the visibility on anything. So let's select the legs, lock and hide the visibility here. And what else on the legs? That's fine, it's just rotation, 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 rotation. Donk. So that's all fine. Toe controls, these have got everything on there still, so I'm just going to select all of these. I'm just going to hide the joints for now. Actually, I'll hide the polygons as well. I'll hide everything except for the curves. Okay, so I want to select all of these controls here and these controls and go lock and hide all these, the translate and the scales. Lock and hide selected. I'm also going to hide the visibility, I think. bring back the geometry. Let's hide the curves and let's just make sure everything is in that layer. That's fine, so I can't select that. Okay, so hip control, I'm going to hide the visibility for that. The main control here, just hide the visibility again. This is the hip IK. Actually, I'll select all of this. Just hide the visibility for everything there. Okay, so that's, I want the translate rotate, I want rotations there, rotations here, translate rotate, clavicles, again get rid of the visibility, shoulders, visibility again. Now I'm going to translate that. Do I want to rotate this? I probably will actually want to rotate that every now and then. So it's just the visibility I'll hide here, and for these two, visibility again. Okay, clavicles we've done, shoulders, scapula, visibility can go. Now we're pretty much on the neck, so I'll select all of these controls and the jaw, and again visibility, lock and hide. Okay, down to the arms, shoulder, forearm, palm, lock and hide. I'm going to select all of this, lock and hide the visibility, select all these controls here, lock and hide. Pretty much everything here it's just visibility again. Lock and hide. Just check. Oh, palm's got the translates and the scale still, so let's get rid of that. Lock and hide. And the fingers all have that as well. So translate, scales. Say bye bye. Okay, oops. So that's, I think that's everything. Yeah, so that should be everything. So now we can only key the attributes that we want the animator to key. Okay. I think other than now just maybe editing these layers, which I can do now. So let's just go layers, delete unused. Got the low res geometry, got the joints. I'm just going to reference that so we can't select anything we shouldn't. And we got the main geometry there. Okay, so that's all good to go. Cool. Okay, so that's our rig pretty much cleaned up, I think. Don't think there's anything else I want to do to this. Now it's just going to be a case of skinning the male geometry, the main geometry, sorry, to the joints. Okay, so that's where we'll take it with the next tutorial. Okay, thanks, take care. Haha, I've just come back to do one more round of tidying up, because yeah, there's certain bits here that we've just hidden with the Control H, but could be viewable very easily by just doing a display show all. So what I'm going to do is just hide this part of the geometry, turn these two on, put them in reference, so we shouldn't be able to select the low res geometry and we shouldn't be able to select the joints. Okay, I'm going to show all, yeah, I'm just going to do that, create a marquee select window over all of this, and what we can grab is nothing but controls, which is good. Okay, so that's fine. Let's now do a show all, and now do the same again, only this time what we get is the joints for the legs, the upper leg and the right upper leg. Okay, so I don't want those to be selectable, so I'm going to just pop them, their joints, they're going to go in the joint layer, add selected objects. So now the entire mesh goes with the joints because that's parented underneath, so that's fine. Now let's do this again. This time what we get is, again, just all the controls almost. We get some curves here, the spine curve that I don't want them to grab. We got all of these locators here that I don't want them to grab, and a few other bits and bobs. So before we hide, I don't want to go through this one by one. what I'm going to do is just go display show all, and that's now going to reveal everything, so including these cameras. I'll just control H those, but you see it's got everything that we hid over the last few weeks, but they've just come back on show. So I'm going to hide the nerves curves, I'm going to hide the polygons, and now I'm also going to hide the joints. Actually no, oops, what have I clicked? I'm going to leave the joints as they are, and now I'm just going to create another selection over everything. What I get this time is the effectors, it looks like. I hit F to frame those. Yeah, I've got all these effectors. This time I'm just going to zero out the visibility, lock and hide selected. I'm going to do that again. This time I've got some joints. They're the FK and the IK joints for the legs there. Again, I'm going to zero out the visibility, lock and hide selected. Let's do this again. This time what do I get? I get locators galore. Again, zero out the visibility, lock and hide selected. And again, you see here we've got IK handles in view. So let's just go around and find those. Spine IK, definitely don't want spine curve being selectable. So lock and hide that, turn off the visibility. Let's find the IKs for the arm. Left arm, right arm. Didn't get the legs. It must be somewhere here. Oops, maybe it's not opened up. Let's just, I'm holding down the shift and clicking to open up everything. Nope, done that. Leg, 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 or toe and ball. And one more set. Donk, donk, donk. Again, turn off the visibility. Lock and hide selected. Okay, so now what do I get? Oops. I get nothing. Let's just hide the joints. Okay, we've still got these three here, and they're not selectable, but I'm guessing there's something. This looks like it's something to do with the spine. So let's just find, who do we come to first? Spine IK. And I'm going to open up the hypershade. Just click on inputs and outputs, and it's probably this effector here, which it is. Again, let's zero that out, lock and hide selected. And let's select these two. These look like two arm effectors, so just leave that there for now. Find the arm. Left arm, again, hypershade. Where's the effector? Oh, there it is. Get visibility off, lock and hide. Do the same for the right hand side. Donk. Effector 0. Oops. Lock and hide. Okay, is that everything? Yes. So if we do a show all, and I go like this, again that's selected all the controls now. Because if I hide the controls, do that, I can't select anything. So that's good. Show all. It's just controls now that I'm driving. Okay, so that is a lot cleaner now, and yeah, everything is good to go, ready to be skinned. Oh, nope, almost actually. Select these two here. Again, I don't want these to be selectable because these were just used as a go-between to hook them up to the hip. Okay, so, well, you can if you really want the animator to grab them. I don't, so I'm just going to select both of these. Visibility off again. Lock and hide selected. Okay, so that now looks like everything. Aha, almost. I keep saying done, but here we go. I don't want these selectable either, which is everything here. Do the same. Let's open up this side as well. Let's get rid of all of this. Visibility off. Lock and hide. Right, can we call it quits now? I think so. Okay, so that looks pretty good to go now. Okay, so that's, yeah, so that's all ready to be skinned, which we'll do in the next video. Okay.